Well, hello, you all. I'm so happy to see you, and I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this banner. This is what happens when Mary Beth learns a new. Okay, I can't make it go away.
Oh my gosh. Of
So
course.
much for my first attempt at using StreamYard. Holy crap, you guys. I can't figure out how to make this get lost. So,
I'm not.
well, that's Lindsay talking in the background. Lindsay is joining us from, I swear to goodness.
Cutterpillar.
Yes.
I wish I could help you from my end. Oh, I see your face now.
I see your face. I still have the stupid banner in the background, but at least people who are joining us can.
There's some different camera views at the bottom. I'm not tech savvy, so.
Well, welcome to my first and potentially my last.
Oh my gosh!
Invite to Cutterpillar. This is my friend Lindsay, and she is going to talk to you now while I try and figure out how I screwed this up.
Awesome. That's a great introduction. Hi, everybody. It's so fun. Oh,
you just talk, Lindsay. I'm gonna.
Okay. I will try not to be distracted. I'm also a little distracted because, of course, of all days, we needed a new roof, and I've got roofers right above me just pounding away. So hopefully you can't hear them, and hopefully that will be distracting. So I'll just keep talking. But yes, I am from Cutterpillar. My name is Lindsay. Mary Beth was gracious enough. Oh, there we go. To invite me onto her platform today to educate everyone about who and what Cutterpillar is. I'm going to see if I can turn that a little bit. There you go. You can see the side. Is that backwards to you guys? I think it's right. Right?
No, it's good. It's good.
Good. Okay. Every platform's different. When I do a live on TikTok or Instagram, sometimes there's no way to reverse anyway. So I'm glad you can see that. So has anyone heard of Cutterpillar before? I can't see the comments coming through, Mary Beth. So first of all, Mary Beth, if there are any comments or you ever want to interrupt me, just say, Lindsay, I have a question, or just don't hesitate to interrupt me, because that's the fun of doing these joint lives, is for interaction and engagement. And so we want to ask questions. I would love to hear from your followers. And if they have questions for me, or if I need to slow down, sometimes I get talking. And,
listen, if they are fans of mine, they already know about people who talk too fast. I had a podcast back in the day before podcasts were cool, and my first 6 episodes were all, I know you're from New York and all, but could you please slow down? Because I cannot understand a word that you're saying. Well, we have a question already. Kim, who is one of my dear friends from the UK, do you ship to the United Kingdom, Lindsay?
We are working on that. Obviously, right now is even more. There's with all the tariffs and all this stuff going on. Yes, but we do. We can. It's pretty expensive right now. That's what we're working through, is trying to figure out a way. But we can, and we have. We actually have lots of different people around the world that purchase our things, and our affiliates, and they love our tools and our products. So yeah, so hopefully, with Mary Beth has an exclusive coupon for, because she's one of our awesome affiliates. And so with that, you can apply her discount code. And do you have that by chance?
I do. I did put it in the chat. First off, again, I do want to say, I know we had a little rough start here, you guys, but I'm learning this software. And so I'm talking to you live on YouTube. I'm also talking to you live on Facebook, and I screwed up Instagram once again. So if you comment, whatever platform you're on, I will see it here, and then I can convey to Lindsay if we have any questions. And in the chat at the beginning, and I'll add it a few more times, I did put my referral code at the top of the chat. And then also my discount code is my whole name, Mary Beth Temple, in all caps. And that discount code will get you 15% any of the products. So I What I cannot see is who's here. So if you want to say hi in the chat, this is not me trying to fake my way into engagement. I only see 2 people because only 2 people are talking to me.
That's right.
So if you're here, please go into the chat wherever you are and say, hey, it will make me feel better about my life. And I do want to say, so I met Cutterpillar last year in October. I went to the Houston Quilt Market. And so Quilt Market is the wholesale side of the show. So I was there looking for new clients. A lot of you know me from my knitting and crochet adventures, but I'm also a sewist. I worked on Broadway, I worked in television, I did films, I did cosplays, I did all those things. So as I have sort of been rebranding and changing my life, I have been trying to get more of my sewing adventures into the brand, which is why I switched from Hooked for Life to MBT Creates. So I went to Quilt Market to see new things, to meet new brands, and I wound up having a 45-minute conversation with one of the owners of the company. So I really want to cut to Lindsay demoing the products, and then I'll tell you the 2 that I'm currently using. But I was fascinated by this whole thing, and I do think it's super interesting for quilters, especially. I do think for those of us that do cosplay and garment sewing, hand embroidery, anybody who does paper crafts, which I do not, but I know some people do, the idea of the light board, I think, is just fascinating. So the 2 products that I use are the Flex Light and the Flip and Fold 48, which I'm going to show you. I actually have a second camera set up so I can show you how I use it in my studio. But I want Lindsay to take it away and talk about the products for a little bit. And this is a fake ploy for engagement. If you stay to the end, I hear a rumor that Lindsay's going to give something away. So
I am. So
if you can stick around for a little while, get your knitting out if that's what you want to do. But please do stick with me for the hour, and then we'll let Lindsay do a giveaway at the end. So Lindsay, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Mary Beth. Awesome introduction. Thank you again for allowing me to join you on this live. I always get like butterflies and because I'm having a joint live with the mayor. That's your nickname, right? Everyone should know her, Mary Beth, as the mayor. She just
of the trade shows, yes, because I can't shut up and I know everybody. So these guys don't necessarily call me that, but they do call me the mayor at the trade shows. And I will say this, my fan base is so chill. And I know I said it earlier, but if you're a fan of mine, you got to go with the flow, because that's kind of how my whole brand works. So you will be fine, and nobody here will be scary because I'll beat them up and they know better.
That's so funny. That's so cute. Okay, well, awesome. Well, no, I would love engagement. I love the questions. If I can't answer them, we have an awesome support team that can answer those questions at support@cutterpillar.com. Cutter.com. Anyway, so yes, just like Mary Beth said, she has a coupon code. Sorry, you said it was Mary Beth? Or
Mary Beth Temple, whole name.
Mary Beth Temple. Okay, all one word, Mary Beth Temple. You can apply that coupon code to anything that I show you today. I'm showing some bundles and I'm showing some individual things, and that works for anything, bundles or a la carte. So, but I'm here to educate and to teach you and help you understand or help you get familiar with Cutterpillar and who we are. So a really quick background, Cutterpillar started out as a paper crafting company. So like Mary Beth said, a lot of crafts cross over, right? In the craft and create.
Multi-craftual people for the win.
Yes, exactly. So we started out with these really cool cutting, Mary Beth, I don't even know if you've seen these before, but maybe I'll have to do another live with those, but cutting boards, instead of those old guillotine ones that you can almost cut your fingers off when you know what I'm talking about? Those
I
are
do,
scary.
yes.
Okay, well, ours, I'm like, I wonder if I have one in my, I wasn't going to show you, but just to show you how we started out, we have these awesome cutting boards that have light on them, and we're all about light in our products because you can't
that's cool. And it solves the whole guillotine problem.
Yes, it just, and it honestly, it like I don't even know exactly how to describe it because I'm not an engineer, but it self sharpens, so it stays sharp. and it cuts like butter through every single cut, and it's safe, and you're not going to lose fingers when you're like, if you accidentally get those fingers in the way. Anyway.
No. Lindsay, I hate to tell you, I think you're as bad as I am with squirrel. I do want to just let you know your camera's wobbling.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if it could be the roofers. I don't know what you can do, but I'm getting a little of this.
Vertigo?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I don't know. I'm not sure why. It kind of
okay. Seems to be better. So what do you want to show us?
I go all over the place. Okay, I want to show you some awesome bundles that we have. Okay, we're known for our light boards. That is our bread and butter. And so again, with the paper crafting, we started with light boards and these paper cutters, and crafters, I mean sewists and well, crafters of all kinds, but sewists and quilters flock to our booths because these are the most amazing light boards. I wish I could take personal credit for it, but our design team has gone to the drawing board back and forth over the years and really have perfected these. They are really awesome. They're very thin profile. They're less than 2 pounds in weight.
The other thing I want to point out for those of you who are in my age demographic, look how thin that is.
It's so thin.
It's so thin.
It is just awesome.
It's so that is really cool. It's not one of those, it has fluorescent lights and you're going blind and all that kind of stuff. Okay, Lindsay, go on.
I love it. I love it. Chime in anytime. I love it. You're so cute. Okay, so yes, it's less than 2 pounds, so it's easy to transport and take with you. And what is so great about our light boards that really stands us apart from other light boards is we have a custom cutting mat that we have made for all of our light boards. So you can cut right over the light.
This is the thing that blew me away when I met with you guys last October, because again, having been a long time since I had seen anything like this. Again, I remember the days when the light boards were 20 pounds and 8 inches thick, and you couldn't cut on them because not only would you jam up your light board, you'd blow your rotary cutter all to heck. Now we do have a question. Victoria wants to know, is the grid's not on the light board, right? It's on the mat.
It's on the mat. That's right.
Okay. So if you could talk about that a little bit, because we're asking questions about that.
Yes. Okay. Ask away. I love the questions. Okay. So yes, this is a edge to edge cutting mat with grids. We actually do have gridless cutting mats available. But every light board automatically comes with the gridded self-healing cutting mat.
Okay.
So you don't have to purchase them separately. They come together, which is so nice. I feel like every time you have to go buy something, it's like, well, but yeah, it's all separate. But they come together. So it's so great. Again, it's edge to edge here. It's got all of your measurements, metric and imperial measurements, if you can kind of see that. And what we did also on the back is we placed this special PVC coating to make it anti-slip, because you don't want your mat slipping on your light board. You want it to stay nice and taut when you're making those cuts, because you don't want to cut those fingers off. I did that with my thumb last summer, and it took months to heal. So it was awful. Anyway, so so all of them come with this, and you can buy, again, like I said, replacement mats. So your light board lasts so long, thousands and thousands of hours. And this light board actually has 4 levels of brightness. So depending on where you are in your home, what time of day it is, you can adjust the level of brightness. So I'm trying to show, can you guys see the different?
Yeah, you can actually see the difference. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's really cool. And what's so great about these, and people think, well, why do I need a light board? Well, if you're into any kind of paper piecing, applique, tracing, diamond art, paint by number, honestly, I don't know what I did without a light board. My kids use it. No, it really is so great. Like carefully, I paint my nails over it.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
I know.
It's very funny because I have been trying to think of like the really perfect use for knitters and crocheters, because that's the bulk of my following. But Victoria from Texas just pointed out If you're taking the Master Knitter program from TKGA or the Master Crocheter program from CGOA, you're going to get really, you'll be able to, the light will come through your stitches. You'll be able to see any mistakes. And with the grid on it. So what happens, because I know you're not a yarn crafter, Lindsay, those are master certification programs, and people submit swatches. And then people review the swatches, and any little imperfection or little problem, the swatch is denied, and you have to try again. And it's to achieve this certification as a master knitter from TKGA or a master crocheter from CGOA. So that's Victoria, I think that's a really good idea, but also the fact that it's gridded would help you see any kind of gauge mistakes that you might have. So I've been spending weeks trying to figure out how to make this relevant for my yarn people, and Victoria did it in 5 minutes. So thanks, V.
I love that. Thank you. Yes. And I love learning about this. I'm going to get there one day. There's a time and season, but I do want to learn how to knit and crochet. I have visions. It's literally on my vision board. I want to learn upholstery. I want to learn crocheting. I want to learn all the things, and I'm willing to try anything at least once to try and figure it out. So, but yes, these are so great. You do not have to be a quilter or a sewist to use these. They are so great for everything. And what's so cool about them is you can probably see, because I look a little washed out, but I have lights all around me. And I'm sure you all do too in your craft spaces or wherever you are, but you're always dealing with shadows. And the great thing about the light board is the light's coming from underneath. So you never have to deal with shadows when you're doing paper piecing or knitting or tracing. So I just want to show you, demonstrate. This is just regular copy paper. This is just a little pattern. I made a bucket hat for my son last summer. Anyway, this is the pattern piece. It's so great to be able to put your pattern, your paper pattern, underneath between the light board and yes. Isn't that the coolest?
I would never have thought of that. This is why you're here.
I know, it is the coolest. And that goes for any pattern, obviously, and it stays in place, and you can put your fabric right over that, and you can cut out that pattern perfectly.
It would also save you, if you had smaller pattern pieces, it would also save you cutting them all to hell if you want to reuse them, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Exactly.
Hey, can I ask you, how big is the light board in inches? How big is the usable, the light part?
The light part. I get it. I get what you're saying. Okay. So the light part is it's 11.5 inches by 16.5 inches, the lit area. So does that make sense?
Yep. 11.5 by 16.
And we actually have 4 different light boards at different prices. So I'm showing you this one today because it's in a really fun bundle, and it's fun to show. We have a bunch of curated bundles on our website. So, I'm going to show this one in a travel bundle because we're all traveling, going to different retreats or quilt guilds or, wherever we go, or just traveling for vacation. It's so nice to be able to take your things with you and not have to have piles. And I'm going to get to that in just a minute. I am a little bit squirrel brained. I get so excited because I am so passionate about these tools. They've really stepped up the game in my, the outcome of my projects, and are just significantly better. We all know how expensive yarn and fabric is, and you don't want to make a mistake, right? And I mean, obviously we do make mistakes, and that's what, makes our thing special.
Stuff happens. But one of the, we were just all at the H&H show, which is another trade show. And I took my first English paper piecing class.
There you go.
And now I'm sort of a little obsessed.
Oh,
so what is the difference between the light boards? Is it the size? Is it the number of, what is the difference?
I'll show you really quick. I'm jumping around a little bit because I love these questions. This is a mini. So this is just a little bit larger than a standard size sheet of paper. And this is so great. It's less than half of a pound. It weighs nothing. And it's meant to be thrown into a purse or a tote bag for travel or a suitcase. It is very durable because we know that when we travel, we don't, it's molded. We created it in a way so that you can put it on your lap. It doesn't have to be necessarily on a flat surface. Same with this one that I'm showing you. This is the newest version of this one. This one's our most popular version.
Okay.
But yes, we have this size, and we believe this is the brightest light board on the market. It has 4 layers of brightness, and it just is awesome. And they all come with USB charging cord, so you can plug it into the airplane, when you're flying, or into the car, and people craft.
I'm sorry, if I whipped that out and put it on my tray table, I expect somebody would freak out.
People do it and send us pictures all the time. People will put it up there and play cards on it. They'll trace on it. People are creative, but they're so great, and they're actually great gifts for like grandkids or your kids. If your kids love to draw, this is hours and hours my kids spend on this, and I love it because they're not on a screen. They're on this awesome little light board, creating and being imaginative, and it's just so awesome.
Now, if I didn't have the mat on top of it, I was just using the light board, am I going to damage it by having paper on top of it? I mean, I couldn't cut on it without the mat, obviously, but if I was going to put paper on and draw, would I hurt that covering?
No, not at all. My kids do it all the time. They're super durable, professional quality. We source the greatest manufacturers for these lights. They never heat up, so they're not going to get hot on you. They last forever.
And do you know, I'm really playing Stump the Band here. What's the average life of the battery? How long do the batteries last?
You know what? That is a good question. I actually don't know. I've heard the number, and it's like the number of hours is in the thousands.
Wow.
It is. I know that sounds. I don't have the exact number, but I'm telling you, I've had these light boards for a couple years, and they've been solid. They have been so. And other people that have had them for years have never had to replace them. Of course, you might want to replace your mat.
Somebody has joined us with the Cutterpillar name and said 10,000 hours is the answer that you're looking for.
There you go. 10,000, not just that. Oh, thank you. I think that's maybe Melody. She's jumping in here. She might help answer some of my questions.
Oh no, is there a test after? Now I'm afraid.
Oh my gosh, no test. Like this is great. I love it. You're so cute. This is so fun. And I love these questions. I'm so glad that people are asking questions, and I hope to be able to answer them for you. But
it's Melody. She wants you to know.
Yes, I thought it was Melody. She's awesome. We're in different locations, but she chimed in here to be able to answer questions for everyone here. So thank you so
Melody,
much.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate it, because again, this is my first time out with Cutterpillar, and I'm trying to make a good impression. So thank you for making us look for it.
Well, we're trying to make a good impression for you and your fault.
There you go. It's a mutual admiration society.
Thing. And we will, and I love that you love the tools that you have, Mary Beth, because your followers come to you and trust you. And if you don't have your stamp of approval on it, then it doesn't make sense, right? So and
it's something that I struggle with as a creator is I want people to like the things that I like because I like them, not because I'm necessarily trying to make a sale. 100%. And so obviously I do sell things. Obviously I have a referral code. I'm not lying to anybody about that. But if I didn't think it was cool, I wouldn't be doing it. I'm not the type of content creator that is going to pitch stuff just to pitch it. If I use a yarn and I think it's fabulous, I'm going to tell you about it. If I make 10%, well, so much the better. But I do think that, again, my followers, by and large, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, and this is my plug, if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, why not? Just go to mbtcreates.com and sign up on that front page for the newsletter. I finally hired somebody, so the newsletter is actually reliably going out every week for the first time in my life. And there are free patterns and discount codes and classes that I'll be teaching and stuff like that. So I would encourage you, if you're not on the newsletter, or if you signed up 100 years ago when I had the podcast and got off it because I wasn't being useful, the newsletter is currently active. It comes out every Tuesday, and it's currently full of good stuff. So if you're not on my newsletter, please go join. We need you. All right, Lindsay, moving on.
I know, I'm getting so excited. I'm like jumping all around here and showing all these things.
Well, tell us about the bundle. What's in the bundle?
Let me show you what it comes in this bundle, but I haven't finished telling you. There's one more. Well, there's lots of other cool things about this, but guess what? Guess what's so cool about this, everyone? We put metal plates into the acrylic to make it magnetic. So you can, I know, it's really cool. I wish I could take personal credit for it, but let me show you. Let me grab my magnet. We have these amazing, oh my gosh. Look, my magnets are so strong. They just attached all these things. I'm gonna pull these apart without stabbing myself. Hold on. We source these amazing magnets. They're called neodymium. So they're not just ones that you're going to pick up at Home Depot. They're the ones that we sell, obviously, on our website that are meant for our light boards, but they're ultra strong. And it's meant to be able to layer fabric and patterns, and nothing is moving. So if you, I don't know if any of you have done this, probably. Have you ever tried to line up your fabric and your pattern, and then you have to like go answer the phone and you just lift your hand up and everything just shifts just a little? Yes. Yep. Happens to me all the time. Oh my gosh, I'm having this attack because of these magnets and my pins. Oh my gosh. This is a little bit of a, oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm going to show you here how awesome that these, oh gosh. All right, they're so strong that they're picking up everything in sight. Okay, so right over the cutting mat here and the fabric and the paper, so you don't even have to remove this self-healing thick pad. You can just line everything up and nothing moves anywhere. And you've got layers. I've got 2 layers of fabric, paper, and this thick cutting mat. And so you can put stencils on there and you can just, nothing is moving. So when you're tracing something, is super important. When you're lining up that paper, that English paper piecing, you don't want it to move. So this is our newest light board. I think I was telling you, this is the newest one. And it's magnetic, has 4 layers of light. And this is what comes in this bundle. So the light board, the cutting mat, and then what else comes in it is this awesome travel bundle, or travel tote. So you can put everything in this when you travel and store it. It's all padded. So, sorry, just these darn magnets are taking me away from here. So this comes with it, and it fits just totally perfectly in this. It's great to keep it safe and protected while you're traveling, or while you're just, in your home and no one's
going to, the stitch day, or I know, in my family, my oldest sister's a quilter. The middle one is embroidery and needlepoint, and I'm the knitter and crocheter. And we always joke that our mother was very, very crafty, and we always joke that we all picked a different theme to work in so that we wouldn't compete with each other. But
cute.
I know my quilter sister goes to an event practically every weekend. Either there's a bus trip, or they all go to the local senior center and they sit and they work on their quilts together, or she just got back from a week-long quilt extravaganza. The carry case, I think, is a really cool idea.
It's awesome. And this also comes in the travel bundle, which I'm not there yet, but this comes in this bundle. So okay. Awesome. And you have a very talented family. Holy cow. I think I need to meet you.
Well, I joke, I'm the youngest in my generation, but I always joke that my mother was crafty, not because she was interested in crafts, but because she was out of necessity. My mother was, she lived through the Depression. So she learned to sew, because if she wanted a dress, she sewed it. If she wanted new chair cushions, she learned to needlepoint. If she wanted to. So my mother did everything, every craft you could think of, any kind of anything you could think of, she did. But it sort of was so surprising to her that I wound up doing it for a living, because before I did the content creation kind of stuff, I was working on Broadway. Before that, I was touring all over the world with different dance companies, maintaining the costumes and doing quick changes and stuff. And it was very funny to her that she taught me to sew on a sewing machine when I was 10, and then I went on to do it for a living. She did it because that was how she got things that she wanted. So it's very interesting generationally.
I love that. I bet you have a huge collection of keepsakes.
Yes.
From your mom. That is
And
like,
now my daughter's a
that.
crocheter, and that's pretty cool to watch.
That is so cool to watch. Well, she watched you. I mean, it's just from generation to generation. She watched you do it. And I think I love that. I love that. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't know that. That's really sweet. Okay, I want to show you a couple other things that comes in this bundle. This is the coolest. Can you guys see this? It's a tempered glass mixed media mat. And I drew on this for demonstration purposes, but sorry, there's kind of a glare. But
yeah, you see it now.
It's stovetop grade glass. So it can withstand temperatures of 400, I think up to 450. Melody, maybe you can correct me on that. But if you're wondering, like, why would I need that? You guys, you can iron right over your light board.
I was just going to say, you can iron. You could use visible interfacing if you're a garment sewist like me, or you could press your seams if you're going to quilt, or...
It's mixed media.
Wow, that is amazing.
You can iron on it, so you can cut, and then you can put the light board on it and iron, so you're not like running from station to station. All of our tools are meant to build upon each other, and we wanted to create ease and precision for crafters alike. You know, we all, you know, take pride and lots of hours and money spent, blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of swear words too sometimes. And we want our projects to come out just as perfectly as we can possibly get them, right?
Well, Melody says she's not sure the exact degrees, but it is the same as a glass top stove. It's the same level of glass.
I thought, yeah, okay, I could be wrong, but I'm telling you, I've ironed with this many times with my big, heavy Rowenta, like heavy duty kind. I've used my Oliso iron over it. I use hot glue gun over it. So if you're hot glue gunning things and you want your light and you're, you know, fine little.
Now, is that gridded as well, or am I seeing the grid from the mat? It's
gridded. It's hard to see.
That's
I'm sorry.
Cool.
Let me put a paper up. Can you see?
Yeah, I can now.
So, and I drew these little designs for demo. This is just magic marker, and it all comes off. Like you just little water and a little towel, and you just rub it right off. But I love to do this. So when I'm like hand stitching a quilt, I like to put my designs, I put my fabric underneath it to kind of see what would it look like, you know, what kind of designs would I put.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So also if you were going to fussy cut something.
Oh yeah. It's so great.
You could do the outline on a regular marker and then move the fabric around until you saw what you wanted.
Exactly. Yes, you're exactly right. So it is so great, multi-purpose. You can glue on it and paint and glitter and anything really, and it cleans right off. We don't recommend that you cut over this.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't cut on that, right?
You don't cut on it, but it's so great. So this also comes in this bundle. Of course, you've got the mat, the cutting board, the mixed media glass, tempered glass mat. Of course, you can get all these things a la carte too, if you see that. Comes with the mat, and then also it comes with machine light.
I feel like there should be a drum roll sound effect here.
I get so excited. I feel like the Billy Mays, you know, or is that his name?
I didn't think you're old enough to know who that is.
Oh, I remember. I watched those infomercials, but like, and that's not all. There's more.
Those of you who are under the age of 30. Billy Mays, he made his whole living doing infomercials. Well, before we had the internet, but you would turn on the TV at 1 o'clock in the morning and Billy Mays would be selling you, you know, it's a slicer, it's a dicer, it's like that old SNL skit, it's a floor wax, it's a dessert topping. That was all sort of based on that Billy Mays bit. And wait, there's more, you know. You're all going to have to go Google now, especially those of you on YouTube. You're going to have to go look up a video and see what's going on.
Oh my gosh. I love that you know who you obviously know.
I'm old.
No. But he's pretty, anyway, most people, well, maybe not the younger generation. I'm getting up there my age. But anyway, I spent many hours on Saturday nights or something watching those infomercials, but I laugh at myself, and I'm glad you laugh too, because sometimes I do feel like that. I get so excited because I'm so passionate about these things.
Right.
I'm like, oh, there's more. But okay, so this is the last thing that comes in this bundle. And Mary Beth, don't you have one of these too?
I do have one of those. I do have one of those. I just started using it, and I have something nice to say about it, but you go ahead first.
No, I mean, you chime in anytime, and I want you to be able to, do you want to show us how you use it on your machine at some point too?
I could not get that part of the camera to work, so no, I'm going to let you do it.
No worries, no worries. I will show everybody. Okay, and I took my machine downstairs, so I'm a little, I'm sorry about that, but this is an awesome sewing machine, flexible light.
You have a sewing machine right behind you.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do. I do. It's vintage and it weighs like 500 pounds. I meant my little like portable one.
Okay. Well, you don't have to lift it. Well, we can see you.
It's okay. I gotta get my gotta get my
your upper arms and
upper, but I don't have the sleeve attached to it. But it comes with a sleeve right here with this little Velcro, and it doesn't gum up your machine or anything. You just peel it off and you attach it to any part of your machine for extra light. And this thing is so bright. So we know that a lot of your machines and tools and, you know, different things have light built in, but it's just never bright enough. Again, you can never have enough light. And when you are
particularly as some of us get a little older, a little blinder.
It's great for any, I mean, honestly, I know it's funny because people will say, well, my husband stole it and put it on his power tools for extra light, or they use it as a flashlight to look between their, what do they call it? Like the black hole in between car seats and the car.
Yeah.
This thing down there so they can like fish out what they've lost.
It looks like you're doing laparoscopic surgery though.
It does actually. It does. That's so funny. But yes, it has three. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, four levels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's got 3 levels of brightness. Okay, so depending again on what time of night, if it's like pitch black, you don't need the brightest, but you need some light. One charge will last hours, and you can keep it charged if you want while you're, you know, having it attached. But it's just
the thing that I want to point out that I'm finding with mine, in addition to having the extra when I'm sewing on the sewing machine, if not that I ever make a mistake, but you know, if I have to rip a seam or move a button or whatever to change, because it's like a gooseneck, you know, it's flexible, so I can angle it. If I'm sitting at the sewing machine like this and I'm sewing, and I need a little bit of extra light on my hands because I have to rip a seam or I have to check a seam or I have to, where's that stupid mark that I made with the tailor's chalk? I can use the flexibility just like she's doing right there and angle it so the light. So I have the extra light when I'm sewing, but I also have the extra light if I'm doing handwork or if I've made a mistake I need to fix. It helps me see what I'm doing and less likely to make the same mistake again. So I find myself using it that way quite a bit.
I love that. Yeah, great examples. I'm always seam ripping because I'm an amateur. I'm going to get a little better every year. That's the goal. But
well, my English paper piecing class that I took in H&H, I stitched the first 2 together and I lined up my 3rd one, and I was so proud of myself, and they told me how beautiful my stitching was, and I sewed the wrong seam. So, you know, it happens.
Happens. Of course it does. So I know, I love that because I'll be able to like point over here, make sure I can see extra bright, and then move it over here and seam rip, move it back. It's just so great. And it's stiff enough that it stays in place. It's not going to be like falling after you put it into position. So yeah.
Now, once I put that sleeve on the machine, is it there for life or can the sleeve move too?
You can move. So when you go onto our website, it comes with 3 sleeves. So you can actually have a sleeve on your long arm. You can have one on, some people will put it on their bedpost for a little lamp by their bed while they're, crocheting or whatever. You know what I mean? Some people.
But that answers my question. So, because for me, I have 3 different sewing machines all lined up, and what I'm using depends on, you know, which brand is paying me and also which project I'm trying to do. So there are a lot of sewing machines in this house. I think I currently have 6 going. But I like that I can put a sleeve on my 3 most active machines and then just move the things one to one.
And you know what?
Okay, so Melody says, here, let's put this. When Melody answers, I have been dropping it into the video so people can see. So it says you can get it with just 1 sleeve, but there is a bundle that includes the extra sleeves.
Oh, thank you, Melody. Okay, awesome. Okay, that's awesome.
But that, yeah, I was curious about it just because I have so many sewing machines. I'm not going to put it on my antique ones, but my modern ones, I think they all
That's
need
why I was like, yeah, this is my mother-in-law's grandmother's old Foff machine. Isn't that cute? And they were gonna like throw it away, and I was like, no, do not throw it away. I know. I was like, heaven, no, this is like an antique. I think it's the cutest. Anyway, but you're right. I haven't actually placed one on there, but people will put it on the side. You can just attach it wherever you want. And if you decide you don't like the placement, it doesn't gum up your machine. You can just peel it off and reposition, maybe one time, but you can go buy more, like little adhesive Velcro. So it's awesome for that. Awesome, awesome. So that, before I get sidetracked, that all comes in this bundle that I'm talking about.
So does this bundle have a name?
Yes, it is officially called, and it just is the newest bundle, so I want to make sure that I have it totally right. It's the new Glow Premium Bestsellers Bundle. There you go. I didn't want to make a mistake.
Okay, one more time.
The new Glow Premium Bestsellers Bundle. So because it's newest, this light board is called the Glow Premium. Okay, so this is the Glow Premium 2. Glow Premium 2. Maybe Melody, you can put that up there too. But Bestsellers Bundle. Okay, so and it's the magnetic one. We have other light boards that don't have the magnetic. We have different light boards at different price points. So you can go on our website and see all the different options. But I wanted to show you this one because it is our bestseller. People are crazy for it. It's just a great size, and they're super durable. And of course, it's just the newest, greatest thing that we have. So,
and then if they use my coupon code, right, they get their discount.
Yes, go use
it. You get a bundle discount. So buying the products in a bundle is less expensive per unit, shall we say, than buying them a la carte. But also, if you use my code, which is my full name, Mary Beth Temple, all capital letters, you will get 15% off your bundle purchase or any other purchase that you choose to make.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah, there's lots of different, like Mary Beth said, there's lots of different bundles for different crafts and different things that will kind of help you make a decision if you're like kind of analysis paralysis a little bit, because there's so many awesome tools that we carry. But I wanted to say that our bundles are already discounted. Okay, so they're already discounted. Plus, you get to stack Mary Beth's coupon code for 15% off on top of that. So it's even a better deal. It's awesome. It's a great thing. So if you have time, Mary Beth, I want to show you the next bundle, and I'll be quick. And then it goes along with what you have because I have the mat in it.
Okay, we have 17 minutes, and you have to leave yourself time for your giveaway.
Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, this is the next bundle that I wanted to share, and it's the travel bundle for all you travelers out there.
This is the one that you guys, this is the one that I have my eye on so far. I have purchased the Flex Light, which we've already talked about, and I purchased the Flip and Fold, which is the cutting mat, which Lindsay's going to talk about next. So those are the two things that I got for myself, but I really have my eye on that travel bundle, and here's why.
Okay, we already talked about this. This is the mini. This comes in the travel bundle. So we kind of went over this one. It's half a pound, magnetic, it has 4 levels of brightness. Of course, it comes with the self-healing cutting mat with it. Okay. This awesome tote is in the same tote. It fits everything really smoothly. But this is the most exciting part. Well, they're all exciting. I don't know. This is what Mary Beth has. This is a wonder. This is the coolest thing.
This is the reason I went to the booth in the first place. And we joke at Cutterpillar because the gentleman that talked to me at the show is not usually somebody who talks to creators, but he was intensely involved in the creation of this product. So ask me anything you want to know about polymers. I know.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny. I love it. I love it. You talked your ear off, didn't you? You just
so the short version before she does her real spiel, and I'm going to show you in a minute why I love this thing. It is a cutting mat and it is foldable. But again, any of you that are my age or even a little younger, earlier attempts at foldable cutting mats gave you so many creases that
Oh, yeah.
if you tried to cut over them, your rotary cutter would jog. Or so it didn't matter if you were able to open it up to 3x2 or whatever. You still had to sort of maneuver what you wanted to cut, so it was in an area where there was no crease or seam. So when I saw this blew me away. And again, I'm going to let Lindsay talk about it, but I'm going to show you why I care in just a minute. I set up a second camera just so you can see why this thing makes me so happy.
Well, I will demonstrate it really quick, but I want you to show everyone why you love it and how you use it. But yes, this is a foldable cutting mat. It is really one of a kind out there. We have a special QR code on here that shows you how to open and close it, and I will demonstrate.
And I still have to look at the video.
Okay, there's a tiny bit of a learning curve, but I promise you, once you get it, it's a snap, and you won't want another cutting mat. And I don't know how people store those giant cutting mats. We love these because, first of all, look at that profile. It's probably not even an inch, okay? So it gets nice and small. I actually put this in a drawer. You can put it on a shelf.
Is that the 48?
This is the 48. Mm-hmm.
So that's the one that I have. That's the bigger one. It goes all the way up to 4 feet.
Yes, 48 inches by 36 inches.
It also comes with like an elastic band if you want to put an elastic band on it so it doesn't come undone if you don't have the handy dandy travel case.
Yep, that's right. It does. It comes with like a little wraparound thing. So yes, it's 5 cutting mats in one. So I will show you really quick. If you just flip from the front to the back, this is the first cutting mat. So depending on where you are and how much space you have, if you only have this much, enough for this much space, there you go. You've got your cutting mat. And it's a 17 by 11 inch size cutting mat here. And it's self-healing and anti-warp. Did we tell you about the experiment that we did, Mary Beth? We put
I don't think he did.
Okay. Wow, what? Okay, so we put a bunch of competitors' mats, won't name who, but in a 100-degree, well, the outside temperature was 100 degrees. Inside the car was about 130 degrees for about 3 or 4 hours. And we let them sit and bake, and we put a section of our flip and fold mat in there. And this was the only one that didn't warp. It was such a fun experience. It came out totally flat. All the other ones were like wavy and brittle. So,
and I know with some of my other ones, if you don't store them perfectly flat, you were making a joke about storage. Mine are under my bed. But if they're crooked when you store them, they're crooked when they come out.
That's right. I have one that's actually never seen the light of day. I mean, like, it's never sat in a car, but it was folded a little bit in my closet, and now it has a huge crack down the middle, and it's can't use it. And there goes $100 and whatever, $30 or whatever I bought.
Don't talk about that.
So you just open it. So you just open it like a book, and this is mat number 2. Okay. So this is 17 by 22 inches with margins. So it's a great size. It's hard to guess, but I think I use this one a lot. I just put this right next to my sewing machine. It's just a great big size, but not too big. Okay, the next mat, you open it like a brochure, like this. And you've got a nice long cutting mat. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to try and tilt my camera here. Can you see? This is the connection right here. Okay, so there are these little puzzle pieces, and they're designed to snap right in for a totally seamless seam right here. And just like Mary Beth said, you are not going to have any like snagging. Your fabric won't snag over it. So you can cut really nicely and glide right along with that. Where's my little rotary cutter?
I want to point out 2 things while Lindsay is looking for her rotary cutter. One is the reason it is tricky to fold and unfold correctly, but it's like a Rubik's Cube. I want you to notice that it's level all the way across, because it would be no use to you to use a small section if one side of it was higher than the other. So the fact that as you keep rearranging, it stays level, I thought that was really cool. And the other thing, and Todd, their colleague, was really excited about this when he showed it to me. I don't know how this works. And again, to me, it's like, ooh, magic. But the numbers stay correct. If you have it at 11 by 17, then the numbers are 11 by 17. If you have it at 3 foot by 4 foot, the the numbers are 36 by 48. I don't know how this works. Like, I don't know how they did it. To me, it's like a Rubik's Cube, you know, all those puzzles on Survivor that I can't do. I don't understand how they did this. But the thing that blew me away is no matter what size I am using, the numbers are correct. It's like magic. It's somebody waved a wand and the numbers line up. So maybe I'm not right. I don't really know, but it does blow me away how those numbers all sort of line up.
Well, we went back to the drawing board several times to make it just. We did. We wanted it to be perfect. We didn't want to have like people be like, "What's going on?" And with every single mat, it zeroes out. So it starts at 0 and like the number, you know, like I think that's, you know, what you were saying. Like
it's magic though.
This is 48 inches by 17 inches. So this is a nice, long, narrow mat. And I wish my camera could really show you how awesome and how.
But again, if you were at one of those retreats where they set up, you know, cafeteria tables or something like that, and you wanted to work on a long strip of your quilt or your garment, pair pants, that would be perfect. Right. And now look.
Exactly. Okay, this is the biggest. I just folded it out. So this is mat number 4, and it's the biggest size. It's 36 inches by 48 inches. So this is so awesome to have. I made a big Christmas tree skirt at Christmas, and it was so great to have this huge mat when I needed it. You know, you might not use it every day, but when you need it, you need it. And you're not.
Am I correct that the place you don't want to cut over is the split, right? You don't want to run your rotary cutter vertically over the split.
You do not want to. And there's actually little reminders that says don't cut on the folding lines. But you can cut
because your blade will slide down.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to cut. But another nice thing that was very thoughtful in the design process, they actually didn't put these seams right where an actual like measurement is, if that makes sense.
Right.
So you're not likely to be cutting on it anyway, but it's not on like a major like cutting section there. But you can cut perpendicular just fine on it. And I do not know what happened to my rotary cutter. I had it right when we.
It's okay.
So
it's okay because we're running out of time anywhere. So here's the deal, you guys. I'm going to switch to the other camera, and I'm going to walk over to show you my 48 and why I got it. I don't know that you're going to be able to hear me over there, so I'm going to let Lindsay chat if she wants to, and I won't be there long. But so the reason, here's the reason. Wait a minute. I think if I swap mics, I'll be okay. But if this makes a terrible noise, I apologize. Okay. We're going to add to the stage. I'm going to mute this.
You can take me out of the screen, Mary Beth, if that's better, so you can show. If you can hear me. Okay. So this is actually what we're giving away today, by the way, just in case. I don't think Mary Beth's talking. Oh, maybe she's trying to talk. I don't want to talk over her, but this is what we're giving away today, you guys. So at the very end, we're going to ask a question about your favorite tool that I showed you today, and then we'll do a drawing, and someone gets to go home. Well, someone gets this mailed to them straight to their front door, anywhere in the U.S. that's watching. And you get to have one of these in your home. So stick around. So this is Mary Beth opening and closing hers. Awesome. Can you hear the roofers? Holy cow. Yes, I love this. We cannot hear you, Mary Beth, but I can see you opening it up. Watch that little QR code. Yep, there's so many different options, and your nails are really pretty, by the way. I wish I would have had my nails done for this live. But can you hear me? Hopefully you guys can.
Yes, the mic switch didn't work for me. Oh, okay. Good. There's my whole messy kitchen.
It's not messy at all. I should show you mine.
I don't remove. There we go. The point I was trying to make, the thing I was trying to talk about was that kitchen island, I moved recently from a 2,400 square foot house to a 900 square foot apartment. And that island is really the only place that it's comfortable for me to cut. I don't have the square footage here to put up a cutting table like I had in my old place. And my other joke, of course, is I don't have a dining room, I have a video studio. So I have a living room, a video studio, and a kitchen in my main room. So I had one of those green mats on there, but it also meant that every time I wanted to cook or do a craft that required the kitchen island, I had to take the green mat and gently put it under my bed so that it didn't warp. So yep. I did not unfold that properly. I meant to, and it got away from me, and then I realized the mic wasn't working, but I'll do a video later. But the thing that was so cool about this to me, my kitchen island is 36 inches wide. So I can use the flip and fold to give me 36. I think it's 36 by 24. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a way to fold the mat that it fits exactly on that kitchen island. And then when I'm done, I have to watch the video because I'm an idiot, but then I fold it back up, put the elastic on it, and it takes up no storage space. It goes just in a regular cabinet. Again, thankfully, I don't collect dishes. There's not a lot of dishes in my house, but the cabinet over my arrow garden is, leather and beads. So.
No, I love that you're talking about that and about your situation, because that's exactly why we created this. We know that people have RVs, people go to Airbnbs, people go to retreats, and they can't lug around their huge giant mats, or they don't want them in their house. Where are you going to store them?
Or they get stuck in the car and they melt. And you're out 130
they get stuck in the car. And we don't recommend you leave it in the car, but like life happens, right? And if you left it in there, but that's what's so awesome about these is they're just so great and easy to store. We're all about ease, and we're all about the light. We're all about just making everything just easy. So this is, again, this is everything that comes in the travel bundle. You've got the mini light board, so you can still make your cuts and have your light. You've got your flip and fold cutting mat, and this awesome.
There's also room in that case for you to put in your rotary cutters and your patterns and other things. There's plenty of room in there for your other supplies, so that could be your one tool bag when you travel.
Padded, and it protects it, so if it kind of gets jostled around, it's good to go. So this is awesome, and it's just so easy to pack around. It doesn't weigh very much. It's so great for travel. Anyway, so that's everything that comes in this travel bundle. I showed you the Glow Premium 2 bestsellers bundle. That's kind of a mouthful. Gosh, maybe we should just change the Mary Beth special. Maybe we just got to change it altogether.
Okay, and if you're following along on Facebook, on YouTube, there are links in the chat. If you're watching this later on YouTube, I'll put the links in the description. And even if you're not watching live, if you're watching later on YouTube, you can still use my code to get your 15% off, unless I did a terrible job today and they fired me, in which case I would have taken the video down. Other things I want to point out real quick, because we are out of time. One is, I know I mentioned it, but if you're not on my newsletter, you should be. Just go to mbtcreates.com. At the bottom of the homepage is the newsletter sign up, and our friend Nancy is sending out a newsletter every Tuesday, and you'll be able to find out what's going on with Cutterpillar, as well as knitting and crocheting and all the other kind of wacky stuff that I do. The newsletter is all inclusive and has a little bit of everything, and it goes out once a week unless I'm doing a special event like this. And speaking of special events, and I'll put this in the next newsletter, Cutterpillar is doing a summit at the end of June. I just found out all this information about it, and I am delighted. I am literally delighted to tell you that I will be a featured presenter. We are going to make my Japanese knot. Oh, it's here. Thank goodness. I didn't even remember to bring this over here, but it's right here. Hey. This is the bag that we're going to make.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait.
This is the Japanese knot bag. And so I will be doing this as my part of the Cutterpillar Summit. Now, it's not a sales event. We are there to explore the worlds of all kinds of crafts. If you're on my newsletter, you will get a sign up link. Also, if you're signed up for the Cutterpillar event, you'll be able to download this paper pattern for free it'll be June 1st until I think 2 weeks after the event. I haven't figured it all out yet. So if you're watching this way later, don't get mad at me. And also I will have kits available with this exact fabric. This is dead stock upholstery fabric. I just rescued 15 bolts of fabric from a store that went out of business. So we're going to have kits available at a discount of this exact fabric. So now I'm going to pass it back to Lindsay. It's 3 o'clock. So Lindsay, if you want to do your giveaway, and then we're going to sign off. Listen, you guys, thank you so much. Those of you who joined me and those of you who are watching later. This is my first time doing live on my own platforms. God knows you're all sick of me doing it for everybody else. But I thank you. Legitimately, I'm getting texts, I'm getting messages, I'm getting emails. I thank you all sincerely and from the bottom of my heart for hanging out. I thank you. I have a really great fan base, and you make me happy that you are my friends. So I'm going to let Lindsay do her giveaway, and then I'm going to sign off.
Awesome. And
all right, Lindsay, I don't know how this works. You're on your own.
Everyone that's watching right now, in the comments, if you want to be entered into this drawing, put a comment, make a comment in the comments. What am I trying to say? And of your the favorite tool that you saw today, or something you're most excited about, or something on your wish list. And then Mary Beth, because you can see the comments, you have me pick a random number, and you pick the number of, like, I'll pick 10 and you pick the 10th comment. Does that make sense?
What happens if nobody comments? I think I bored them and they all left.
No. People, if you want this is an awesome, awesome giveaway. I think the retail value is, I don't have it in front of me.
Not cheap.
$100, and it's worth every single penny. It's the most amazing thing, and you won't.
All right. Well, so far we have 1 comment. I'm going to give you all 4 more minutes.
Everyone, make a comment, or that 1 comment actually gets to take this home.
And the price of that mat, which again, you guys, this was not a gift. I bought this. It was $200.
Thank you, Cutterpillar. I'm a little off today. I don't know. The roofers, summer, my kids are out of school. It's crazy. I can't find
it's me. I'm way too chatty for you to get through your
I think kindred spirits, and we're just like, I don't know. We're just feeding off each other. I'm having fun with you.
I know. I have to say that one of the reasons I enjoy Cutterpillar is we had a good time at the show too. In addition, I know we've been making like inside jokes about Lindsay's colleague chatting to me for so long, and the reason it's funny is just because that's not what he does. He's normally doing other things, not talking to creators. So the fact that he was so obsessed with, there was a test. He's like, let's see if you can unfold the board. And I'm like, what? Too much pressure.
He likes to do that. He likes to do little quizzes and tests like that. That's so
it does. And I said to him, I don't want to take up too much of your time. And he said, well, I don't usually do this. So you're my guinea pig. I'm practicing on you.
He picked a good one. I'm glad.
But yes, I enjoy everybody I've met from Cutterpillar has been a lot of fun. I worked with one of Lindsay's other colleagues at the H&H show a couple weeks ago, and I have met Melody a couple of times. And you have 2 more minutes to leave a comment.
Make a comment. Hurry, make a comment. Jump back on here.
I know, because currently we only have 2 comments, so it's a 50-50 shot.
Oh my gosh. Well, lucky for those 2.
I know, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. We'll have to, maybe, if you're willing, and we can talk about this, come on and show a different bundle another day and do another giveaway maybe.
Well, I think what's going to happen, we're going to live through today, which we did. We had somewhat of a rough start. But this is also new technology for me, because I am I don't know what the video equipment of a passenger princess is. I'm used to, when I do lives, I usually have, I'm in somebody's studio or something like that, and they're hitting all the buttons. So Lindsay messaged me 15 minutes before we were supposed to go live, and I was like frantically trying to get stuff to work,
Sure that we details and we were synced totally.
Right. So I will be interested to see how my audience responds to it, if they are enjoying this type of content, or if I get hate mail, And next month, again in June, the Creator Summit that you guys are doing, the Sewing Summit, I'm super excited about that. And that is only a few weeks away. That's like the 3rd, I don't know, Melody, if you're still with us, it's like the 3rd or 4th week of June. It's near the end of,
Yep, it's June 18th. I think
1920.
You guys.
So that's really soon. So I'm kind of focused on that with you guys.
Oh,
but
wow.
Again, I'm really excited about this bag.
I'm excited too.
And it combines two of my joys, one of which is sewing and the other which is rescuing dead stock fabric and textiles and keeping them out of the landfill. I have a little storage unit here at the apartment. It's just bolts of upholstery fabric right now. There's 15 bolts back there, but I found them at a house sale and they were going to get rid of them. And I'm like, throw them in the car. I'll find something to do with them.
Seriously, that's like the pot of gold for me. I love textiles. I love fabrics of any kind. So I'm very jealous on the other end, knowing you've got bolts and bolts of fabric.
Bolts.
Oh my God.
We still haven't figured out all the yardage because they're so heavy. All right. Well, we've only had 2 comments.
Fine.
So your number is a 50-50 shot, ladies. It's 1 or 2.
Okay, I'm gonna flip something here. I'm gonna flip my little chalk thing, my little chalk marker.
Well, how are you gonna tell which side's which?
Well, one has nothing and one has a little insignia on it. So
okay, so the insignia is Kim and the plain side is Andrea. And neither one of you can get mad at me because I have nothing to do with this.
I don't either. I don't know who you are. It's totally random. Okay, I'm gonna flip it on the ground.
Insignia Kim, plain is Andrea, and Lindsay's gonna flip right now.
I'm doing it on the ground so it doesn't break. Okay, insignia.
Kim. All right. Kim, you have won the Cutterpillar Flip and Fold 48. That's really exciting. Sweetie, I don't know if I have your email, but email me at mbt@mbtcreates.com and let me know your shipping address and I will work with Lindsay to get out of that. And Andrea, I'm sorry. But Lindsay, thank you so much for joining me. And again, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I am going to go hit the end stream button and I hope you had fun. And if you're watching on YouTube again, all the links that you need will be in the description. I guess Facebook too. And Andrea says, congratulations, Kimberly, which I thought was very nice.
So much.
I have good fans. I'm telling you.
You have good fans. You're cute. Who wouldn't? You're just fun. This was so fun. This was a pleasure. Thank you so much, Mary Beth. And thank you for hanging on and watching and participating. So.
All right, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.